Hello, friends. Hi, it's Jillian, founder of Catch My Party, the MiloTree app, which we built to grow your social media followers and your email subscribers. And I am host of the Blogger Genius podcast. So I wanted to come on today to talk about my most recent podcast episode that I went live with. And it is the 5 secrets successful bloggers know, and stay till the end because I've got a special sixth secret that I want to share as well. Okay, so what are these 5 secrets and how do I know them? I'm going to start with how I know them. David, my husband, and my partner and I now have started a variety of businesses on the internet that are still going, that are still doing really well. So one is Catch My Party, which is a B2C company, business to consumer. And with that, we monetize via ads, via affiliates, sponsored content, those kinds of things. So we understand those business models. With MiloTree, it's a B2B business because it's business to business. So we sell a subscription, which is like a SaaS business, software as a service. And so we make money via our subscription. And then we also offer coaching and WordPress services, and I'm doing a WordPress workshop. So anyway, my point is we've got a lot of different revenue sources and we learn from each one. Second thing is I have this podcast where I get to interview people who are doing amazing things, growing amazing businesses on the internet. I get to see and ask them what their secrets are. And third, David and I do coaching where we coach live these small groups of online entrepreneurs, and we really do it to get close to our customers. And because personally, during coronavirus, I just want to show up with people on Zoom, get to know them, and help because it makes me feel purposeful and useful. Okay. So again, we're growing our own businesses. I have my podcast and we coach one-on-one. And from this, I was able to step back on a Saturday one day, sat outside and thought to myself, well, what do all the successful bloggers have in common? Because not all bloggers are successful. And a lot of bloggers will say, oh my God, I'm struggling to make money. I'm struggling to break even. I'm spending all of this money. How do I make money? And I thought about it and I came up with these 5 things that all of these bloggers do. Okay, and the first one is they niche down, or they start with a very specific niche. So they are not, let's say, a blogger who is doing kids' activities. They're doing kids' activities for a very specific age. They're not just a quilting blogger. I'm going to have a really cool quilting blogger on my podcast. They do a certain type of quilting. They're not just a food blogger. They're a very specific kind of food blogger. They're not just a beauty blogger. They have a certain demo or a certain ethnicity, but you want to niche down. You know, it's so funny because I say this all the time and I still think people have a hard time incorporating this in their lives. What is their niche? And the reason why you want one niche is because it is an area where you can become an expert, where your audience knows you're the go-to person for this, and Google knows it. Back in the day, we could be generalists, not anymore. So all of the successful bloggers I know have one niche. It is very narrow. It is very specific, and they are an expert in it. Now, they're not an expert like a PhD expert. They might only be a couple steps ahead of their audience, but they know where their audience is. They know what problems their audience is having, and they can speak directly to that from a place of knowing. Okay, that's the first secret. Second secret, the successful bloggers that I see sell something. They are not necessarily they are not doing affiliate sales. That might be one of the revenue streams they have, but that is not their focus. Their focus is also not doing sponsored content because that is harder to scale. They are, for the most part, selling a physical good, a some sort of service, some sort of digital product. It could be a course, it could be a membership, it could be consulting, it could be a physical good. So this shirt, see if you can see it, it says Austin, is from one of our coaching clients. Ada creates these beautiful shirts and she sells them. So second thing is, after you understand your niche, you get to identify what problems does my audience have and how can I come up with a solution that I can monetize. So I'm not just giving it away, I'm monetizing the solution. What am I an expert in? What could I teach? What could I sell? Be thinking that. Okay, the third secret that successful bloggers know is to use their email list strategically, to be growing their email list. Now, a lot of people go, yeah, we've heard that, grow my email list, but then what do I do with it? Well, you do a couple things. One, you create an intimate relationship with the people on your email list. Those are the people who are closest to you. You can think about it as let's say a sales funnel. At the top of the funnel, your content. Oh, Bonnie. Oh, hello. Welcome. So glad you're here. Okay. You could think of your content at the top of your sales funnel and your social media posts at the top of your sales funnel. This is where you're kind of shouting out to the world and saying, hey, are you interested in what I'm doing? But you don't even know who I am yet. But maybe I have a solution. Maybe this blog post could be a solution for you. Maybe this social media post gets you interested. But then if I can get you on my email list, I can pull you down my funnel. And ultimately, then I can sell to you. But the people on your email list are the people who might, I'm using the word might, talk back to you, meaning give you feedback on what you're doing, what you're building. These, though, are your true fans. These are your cheerleaders. These are the people who you could get on the phone with and talk to and say, what are you struggling with? How can I help you? This is like your A team. And I really want you to not just be going, oh, it's a Friday and I send my emails on Saturday, so I need to just put an email together. I want you to really think about, how can I provide value? How can I get to know these people? How can I ask for feedback? And then ultimately, how can I sell to them? But selling not in a dirty kind of yucky way, selling in a way like I can make your life better. So I want to sell to you because it's a win-win for both of us. I get to go build more products for you to help you in your life. And hopefully you get to feel connected to me and that your life is better. Win-win. Okay, that's the third secret. The fourth secret, online entrepreneurs know that what they create, especially when it comes to products and services, might not work. Therefore, they know to test, to like fail fast, fail quickly, and test and test and test. Therefore, you don't have the luxury of spending 6 months creating a course or a product. It is about talking about this product with your email list on social media to get feedback and get people excited about what you're doing. But it's putting out a B- version of whatever it is you want to put in front of your audience. And that is how bloggers are successful, because they're fearless. Not that it doesn't hurt when you put something out there nobody is interested, but that you recognize this is the cost of doing business on the internet. You do not, and there's I think there's a feeling of being humble when you're doing this because you think it's going to work, but you don't know if it's going to work. I mean, I would say the biggest mistakes that we made, especially early on in our business, was thinking we knew something, thinking that if we built it, people would show up. People would buy from us. Why? Because we thought they would, because we thought it was a good idea. And you know what? We were wrong. And I would take it personally, and it would make me really depressed and sad. And then I realized, no, this is the cost of doing business on the internet. You are a miner with a pickaxe, and you're going up into the hills, and you're mining for gold, and you might not find it. And maybe you're just going to find some gold specks, but you're going to keep digging, and you're going to keep up in the hills. And the longer you're up there, the more likely you are to strike gold. So successful bloggers know this. They're out there continually trying stuff. Okay, and then the fifth secret that successful bloggers know is to use their analytics. They're the ones, whenever I ask people, how many of you guys check your analytics? They're the ones who say, yeah, I check it a lot, every day or once a week. Again, you don't have to become crazy about them, but what they're doing is they're seeing what's already working, what their audience likes from them already, and then slowly building off of that. Therefore, they're not shooting darts in the dark. They're saying, okay, if my audience liked this recipe, then chances are they'd like one similar. If my audience liked this activity, chances are they'd like this one. My audience liked this renovation idea, then chances are they're going to like this one. And so you are always making decisions based on real data, not based on what you think is going to work, which is where I've made mistakes in the past. Now, every content decision that we make is based on what our audience is already telling us, and that I'm going to move like a half an inch to the left or half an inch to the right or up. And that's how the online successful bloggers are running their businesses. Nothing is left to chance. Now, you might create a piece of content that's related to a piece of content that already did well for you, and this one might not. But at least, though, you're making a really good educated guess, and that's what you want to be doing. Okay, and now here's my bonus tip that all successful bloggers know, which is that they are not really bloggers. They are online entrepreneurs. That blogging is too, but they all have blogs. Blogging is too limiting to think of yourself as I'm a blogger. Instead, think of yourself as an online entrepreneur who has a blog, who knows how to use their blog to grow their business. And their blog is the way they can create content. They can speak to people. They can talk about what they're an expert in. They can set themselves up as somebody to buy from. They can advertise their products. It's the hub of their business is their blog. But it's not the be all end all, because the truth is people who are just trying to monetize their content aren't the ones who I am seeing killing it, who are really knocking it out of the park. So these are my 5 secrets that I see over and over again when people are successful, and then also my secret 6 secret. Did that make sense? Okay, anyway, so you get my point. So then what I wanted to, so let me know if you guys have any questions about this or which ones you're working on right now. So again, I'm going to say them one more time. 1, secret, niche, super niched down. You'll know if you're too niched. But before you pick your niche, go onto Google, go onto Pinterest, see that there are people there, but make sure it's not so broad that you become kind of everything to everybody, which really means you're nobody to nobody. You want to be the person who owns that little piece of real estate on the internet. So the first is niche. The second is sell something, which ties in, I guess, to the third one, which is you got to be testing constantly what your audience is looking for, what problems you can solve for them, and what you can monetize. The fourth is using your email list to build a relationship, a two-way relationship with your list. And that's what the point of your list is. It's not just, oh, I have a list and it's like another part of my business, like my Instagram. It has a very, very specific purpose that is different than your Instagram or different than your blog. It's your kind of way to say, hey guys, let's huddle up. Like, let's really kind of share here and make this a safe space for everybody. Okay, the fifth secret is using your analytics to make informed choices. So you're not like, it's not the kind of chasing like the shiny object syndrome where you're just kind of going, oh, people are writing about this, I should write about that. Or you're, following what other people are doing, or you're just coming up with an idea in the morning and thinking that's a good idea, but you are really validating that the content you're creating, that you're spending time on will pay off for you. And you're using both Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Google Trends to really uncover where your audience already is. You are not I was just writing this in my next week's blog post for my next week's podcast. And I was saying, you don't want to be a trendsetter. You want to be a trend follower and do it better, and make it easier for somebody to learn. Okay, so those are my thoughts about that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was our WordPress workshop. Okay, so one thing that we know is that there are a lot of people out there who have their blogs on WordPress. And I always believe if you are serious about being an online entrepreneur, you should have a WordPress blog. Now, WordPress is kind of like the best platform to be on because it has the biggest ecosystem when it comes to plugins. It has a lot of flexibility, but the feedback that we get is WordPress is not very intuitive, especially, I know you told me that, well, let's see. Okay, so the email service I recommend for people who are kind of at the beginning part of their journey is MailerLite. It is inexpensive, it's robust, it has a really nice interface. So, and I like the philosophy. I've read their blog and I really like them. So I really like MailerLite. If you are ready to dig in and get very take your email to the next level where you've got automations and you've got different lists and you're segmenting, I would say look at ConvertKit. But when you start off, I personally do not like MailChimp. I think it's complicated, but I do really like MailerLite. So Bonnie, definitely check them out. Okay, so one thing going back to our WordPress workshop, the feedback that we continually get is WordPress is not intuitive. It's not like something you just pick up and you know how to do. And sometimes it can feel intimidating, which then keeps you from creating content in an easy way where you just feel like the platform is just there to support you and to make it easy to put your content up. So we are leading our second live WordPress workshop, and it's going to be October 14th at 2 p.m. Central Time, because here I am in Austin, if you read my shirt. And it's $49. And it's going to be for an hour. And we are going to really break down the Gutenberg editor so that you know exactly how to get your post up quickly. And then we're going to talk about how to optimize it using Yoast, which is a free SEO plugin. Because again, you want to be making content, but you want Google to be able to find your content. That's what we're going to go over. But then we are going to stay for as long as people have questions, and they can be questions about putting up a blog post, Gutenberg, SEO, that kind of thing. But they could even be stuff about your whole WordPress and like how to update your nav bar or what do all these menus mean? Again, it's complicated. We're here to make it easy for you, to translate it for you. Hopefully you'll have fun hanging out with us. And so I wanted to do that because because after we did our last one, I got a bunch of emails for people going, oh my God, I missed it. So I thought, you know what, let's do another one. And weirdly, again, because it's like this weird time and the world's kind of blowing up and is insane. I feel like showing up for people with people and doing something where I can help and we can all come together feels really personally nourishing. So I am doing this because I just thought to myself, I want to bring a community of people together and hopefully help them on their blogging journey so that they can ultimately end up with more freedom in their own lives. If I can do that, I feel like I've succeeded for the day, for the week, for the month. Anyway, okay, so check out, I'm going to put, actually, let me see if I can put a link to this. Here we go. Oops. Always when I'm trying to move quickly and find links, it gets problematic. But here we go. Okay, so in the comment, I'm putting more information for the WordPress workshop. It is a week from Wednesday. I'm really excited about it. You can sign up right there with this link, $49. Oh, and here's the best part. You do not have to show up live. You can show up live, but we're going to record it. It's a Zoom call. And once we finish, I will email a link to the recording so you always have that. So you can look back and say, wait, how did Jillian do that? What was the thing she clicked on? I remember it was in that recording. Or even if you can't be there, you can still sign up. You'll get the recording. And the best part is you can submit your questions beforehand. So even if you can't be there live, we will answer all questions, whether they be live or whether somebody has submitted that question beforehand. But we want to make it not as intimidating, not as scary, so that you will feel super comfortable creating content and creating that content quickly. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything that I have said, whether they be the 5 really 6 secrets, whether they be the WordPress workshop, whether you have questions about your business, I would love to hear from you. Just message me or email me at Jillian@MiloTree.com. But I find that when I can show up with people, it really makes me happy. So I want to wish you, wow, so this has been a nice 20 minutes hanging out. I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And hopefully I'll be back here next Monday to go over this next podcast episode I'm going live with. And this one's a good one too. This one is talking about monetizing in Q4. So Q4 just started. So it's October, November, December. This is a time people spend a lot of money. This is a weird time though. I think this is like uncharted territory. How do you figure out where people are so that you can serve up solutions for them during the holidays? And so I think you're going to really like this next podcast episode. It will go live Tuesday night at midnight. So early Wednesday morning. I'll be back here next Monday to talk about it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.